Hey everyone, welcome. Today, we're going to do something that honestly feels a little bit like magic. We're going to take a constant live stream of data and turn it into a powerful, interactive dashboard. And we're doing it all inside Microsoft Fabric. By the end of this, you'll see just how you can get these kinds of real-time insights from your own data. So let's dive in.
I mean, really think about that for a second. Most of the time when we look at data, it's like looking in the rearview mirror, right? You're seeing what's already happened. But what if you could look through the windshield and see what's happening right now? That's the whole idea behind real-time analytics, and it's exactly what we're going to build today.
So here's the big challenge. It sounds simple, but it's actually pretty tricky to solve. How do you take this fire hose of information that's just constantly changing, and turn it into something a human can actually look at, understand, and then act on? Well, that's the journey we're on today, getting from that raw data stream to an insightful screen.
Okay, first things first. Just like with any construction project, before you can start putting up walls and windows, you have got to pour a solid foundation. This is that essential first step. It makes sure everything we build on top of it is stable, secure, and organized.
Now in Fabric, our digital foundation has two main parts. First up, we create a workspace. You can just think of this as the main folder or container for our whole project. And second, we set up an event house. This is a special kind of database that's built specifically to handle the chaos of streaming data.
And here's what that actually looks like. On the left, that's our brand new, totally empty workspace. That's our plot of digital land. And on the right, that's the event house we just created. So think of it like we've just built an empty warehouse and it's sitting there, ready to start receiving all of our raw materials.
All right, foundation set. Now it's time to get things moving. In this next section, you can think of it like we're installing all the plumbing. We need to build a data pipeline to get our raw material, which is our data, from its source and flowing directly into our new warehouse.
Okay, let's take a look at how we kick this off. We're using a feature in Fabric called an Eventstream, which is perfect for managing real-time data flows. We've dropped in our data source. In this case, it's a sample stream of live bicycle rental data. And you can already see at the bottom there in the preview, the data is already flowing in.
Of course, getting that data somewhere is the next big step, right? So here, we're adding a destination. It's super simple. We just point the data stream over to that event house we created a minute ago and tell it to create a new table inside called bikes. And really, it's that straightforward.
And boom, just like that, with one click on Publish, our pipeline is totally live. You can see the little active status on both the source and the destination. We now have a continuous, real-time flow of bicycle data pouring directly into our bikes table. The plumbing is officially up and running. All right, this is where the real fun begins. We've got data flowing into our warehouse, which is great, but now it's time to actually build the thing that people can see and interact with. Let's get to it and start crafting the live dashboard itself. So to build our visuals, we use this amazing tool called Kusto Query Language, or KQL for short. It's fantastic for slicing and dicing time-based data like this. Now don't let the code scare you. Think of it like a recipe or a blueprint for our first visual. All it's really saying is, hey, go look at the bikes table, find all the data from the last 30 minutes, and for each neighborhood, just show me the most recent count of available bikes and empty docks. That's it.
And here's what that blueprint gives us at first. See? It's not a chart yet. It's just a perfectly organized table of data, exactly what we asked for. We can see every neighborhood and the latest numbers, which tells us our query is working perfectly. Okay, now for the cool part, the transformation. Over in the visual formatting panel on the right, we literally just tell Fabric to show this data as a stacked bar chart. We drag neighborhoods to the horizontal axis and the numbers for bikes and empty docks to the vertical axis. And instantly, our boring table becomes this really powerful visual. And why stop there, right? Using a really similar query, we can spin up a second tile. But this time, instead of a bar chart, we just pick map as the visual type. We tell it to use the latitude and longitude data from our table, and bam! Just like that, we have a live, geographic view of where all the bikes are across the city. So our dashboard works, which is great, but now we're going to make it smarter. This whole section is about adding those finishing touches, the little enhancements that take our dashboard from being a simple display to an efficient, interactive, and genuinely powerful tool for analysis. You know, if you were paying close attention, you might have noticed our two queries were basically the same. They both went and fetched all the latest data from the last 30 minutes. That's not super efficient, so we're going to fix this by creating one single, reusable query that does that initial data pull just once. It'll save processing power and make our dashboard a whole lot faster. And here's how we do it. We create what's called a base query,
and name it base_bike_data. This one query runs first, and its only job is to grab all the fresh data we need. Now, our individual dashboard tiles can just reference this already filtered data instead of both running the same complex calculation over and over again. It's way faster and so much easier to maintain.
You know, a dashboard that just shows you data is cool, but one that lets you explore it, that's way better. So the next logical step here is to give the user some control. Let's make this thing truly interactive.
Okay, this feature is awesome. By adding something called a parameter, we instantly get this drop-down menu you see at the top. We just link that parameter to the neighborhood column in our data. Now a user can pick a specific neighborhood or a few of them, and both the bar chart and the map will instantly filter to show only that data. This really puts the power of discovery right in their hands.
And for our final touches, just two quick things. First, we set auto refresh to run every few minutes so the dashboard is always showing the latest data, making it truly live. Then, with a simple click, we can save our work and generate a shareable link to send this awesome interactive dashboard to our team. And there you have it. Let's just step back and look at the final product. We started with nothing but a raw stream of data, and now we have a fully functional, efficient, and interactive real-time dashboard. We laid the foundation, we built the pipeline, we crafted the visuals, and we added those powerful interactive features.
So I guess it all comes down to this, right? Every stream of data, whether it's coming from sales transactions, website clicks, or sensors on a factory floor, is telling a story as it happens. We've just seen how easy it can be to build the tools to actually listen to that story in real time. The only question left is, are you ready to start listening to yours?
A real-time dashboard in Microsoft Fabric enables one to visualize and explore streaming data using the Kusto query language or KQL language. In this exercise, we'll explore how to create and use real-time dashboard based on real-time data source. I will add this Microsoft Learning GitHub link into the description section so that you can follow this lab. So let me go through the lab now. So here I have already logged into Microsoft Fabric. Now, very first thing that we are going to create a workspace. So you can see that my workspace, you can click new item, or other you can also see that options workspaces. So click that options and then create a new workspace. Give a workspace name. And if you check here, that is under Fabric capacity. So click on apply. So we can see that there is an empty workspace now. So then we are going to create a event house. So for that, you can click new item. Here you can search for event house. Click that option, event house option, and give a event house name, unique event house name, and then click on create button. So there are different prompts is coming. So you can just close those. Click close. Now we're going to, okay, there is one thing that when you create an event house, you can see that it actually create the same database called the same name like bikes dashboard. So bikes dashboard. Now next task, we are going to create an event history. So for that, if you select that database, you can see there is an option, the database is empty and get data to start exploring. So click on get data. Select event stream and new event stream in our case. Now we have to give a name. So we are giving bicycle data. So we can see that a event stream is created. After that, we going to the page to for the data. So connect data source. There are different options: custom endpoint or sample data. So in this case, we are going to use sample data. So select use sample data, and here select the source name and select the sample data. Then click on add button. So here we can see that it's ultimately event stream page or canvas that we can see here, and you can see the data preview down below. Now let's add a destination for this one. So select that add destination, and here you can see the different options available. So we are going to select event house. Then we have to give the details of event house. So our data ingest mode is event processing before ingest, and then give a destination name. So in our case, event house name is bike stable. Workspace is the workspace we created. Event house. Then KQL database. Select the database. Then KQL destination table. We are going to create a new one. So give a table name. We are giving bikes. Select done. Input data format is JSON. Then select save button. Now we are going to adding that bicycle data with the that output will go to the bikes table node. And then here, when after connecting that one, so select that publish option, and you can see that committing topology, and currently it's showing that it's loading. You can see that bicycles becomes active, and let's wait for this bikes dash table to become active. So you can see that bikes table become active, and data preview pane, you can see all those data information there. So next we are going to create a real-time dashboard. So for that, let's create a new page. So here, click on create option, and there are different section. We'll go to real-time intelligence sections, which is further down below. Database graph. Just a solution here is. So here you can see that real-time dashboard. So select that, open a new page, or okay, click here, and then give a dashboard name. Then click on create. So workspace contains a single KQL database, and click continue. So bikes dashboard, is there any option to do not duplicate? If I go there, add data source, we have already selected that one. I'm just going through the options, because the cloud to always change the different options. So you can see those options also moving time to time. So let me click add tile. and then copy, paste. Okay, let's execute this one. So this is actually showing that the number of bikes, um, the number of bikes and number of empty bikes, dogs observed in each neighborhood in the last um, 30 minutes. Now, if we select that apply changes, we can see that page here. So let me edit that one, give it tile name. This is bikes and dogs. And then hide the name. No, that's fine. Then you can see that visual type. There are different options available. In this case, we are going to select bar chart. Visual format. We're going to select stacked bar chart. Then we can see that a Y column. So we can select number of bikes and number of empty dogs. And X column, we are going to select a neighborhood. That is fine. Then series columns, we are not changing, just infer. Then down below legend location is bottom. You can select wherever you want left. Bottom is fine. That looks better. Click on apply changes. So you can see that bikes and dogs options this side. You can see that there is a alert. So if you do that on some x-axis labels are hidden. Due to limited space, you can resize the visual to see more. So you can just expand that one. That message gone. So now we are going to add another tile. So select that new tile. And in this query editor, going to pass another query. And then run that one. It shows the, if you see here, you can see that it shows the a neighborhood. It shows the latitude, longitude, and number of bikes. Still same again for the 30 minutes. Then click apply changes. Now click that edit button. You can also click this pencil icon. So click edit and give a tile name. We are giving bike location. And then giving like tile description. You can give more description level if you want. Then visual type. This time it's a map so that we know which bike is where. So click that map option and define location by this time latitude and longitude. So select that option. There is coming latitude column is latitude real, and longitude column is longitude real. Then label column, neighborhood is fine, and size you can see that First column, we are going to select like number of bikes. So that's totally fine in our case. When that is done, click on apply changes. So when this done, now we are going to create a base query. So we can see the two visualize that are based on similar queries, but to avoid duplications and make dashboard more maintainable, we can consolidate these two into common data into a single base query. So for that, select that manage options, and you can see that base queries. So click that options, then click add. So you can see that there's a variable option. So give a variable name and select that data source. Now copy the query or insert a query and click on run, just to make sure that it's actually getting the right data here. And when that is done, click on done button and close this base queries options. So now here on bikes and dock side, select this visual uh, one, and you can see the edit options. You can also see the edit options there. So select that edit. Now we are going to modify this query. Execute run. So you can see it's still showing that data for all the neighborhood. So click apply changes. Similar way, let's go to this bike locations. Click that edit options and let's modify the query. Execute that one and click on apply changes. So you can see that map still displays data for all neighborhoods. Now, what we see that dashboard currently shows the latest bike, dock, and location data for all neighborhoods. And now we're going to add a parameter so that we can select a specific neighborhood. So now go to that manage section or manage tab, and there you can see that parameters option there. So select that parameters. So now you can see that by default it has got one time range parameters. So just delete that one. Now we are going to add a parameter. So click that add options. Then give a label, parameter level, parameter type. We are selecting multiple options to filter. Give a description. Give a variable name. Data type is string. Show on pages is select all. Then sources, in our case that is query, and data sources, bikes dashboard in our case. Then you can say that query result. So you can click edit query. So paste it here, that copy text. And you can also validate here the output. So click add, query is added. So value column, select neighborhood. Then there is a label column, match value selection, that is fine. Then it's coming select all options, select that add, select all values. And also select all since empty strings are selected. Now there is next option is general option. You can see that auto reset to default value. Default value, we can select all. When that all done, click on done button to create this parameter. So as we have added a parameter, we also need to modify the base query to filter the data based on the chosen neighborhood. So click close here. So now let's go to base query section. And you can see the data, not duplicate, click on edit button. Let's modify this one. And we can just actually, you can see the select neighborhoods based on that. So when that is done, click on done button and click close. Now in the dashboard page, you can see that there is a parameter option, so which is currently all. And you can select like for a specific one, for example, bank site. So it will give only for that location. You can see that information is coming for particular one. So we can select just a specific one like London Bridge. We can deselect, we can multi-select. And after that, there is also reset button that you can remove the selected parameters filter. So now we are going to add a page. So for that, you can see that pages option that you can expand that options, and you see down below there is option, click add page, and you can see that page 2. You can rename, you can duplicate, move to. So click that page. Now here you can see that we are going to add a different tile. So click add tile, and let's add a query here. Run that one. Now apply the changes. And we can resize. So now we have 2 pages. Next we are going to configure a auto refresh procedure. So for that, go this manage tabs, and you can see there's options called auto refresh. So select that auto refresh options, and here you can see that auto refresh is disabled. You need to enable that one. And minimum time interval, you can select what time duration you want. So you can see the different options available, up to 1 day, every 10 seconds, every 30 seconds. So in our case, we are going to select for now allow all refresh intervals, and default refresh we are going to select every 30 minutes, and after that apply. So next, there is also option to share the dashboard. So very first thing that you can, if you go to home tab, you can see that save option. So click that save button, then click close. Error found because I may type something wrong. So there is a save option. So you can do that save, and after that, like save a copy, that also option also available, and then you can share this to someone. So if you click that share, and then there are different options available. People in your organization can view. Then you can see people with existing access or specific people. So different options are available, and additional permissions that you can also define back. If you go there, then you can also see that the copy link. So which can be, we generate that one, and you can copy this link and send it to someone so that they can get this dashboard available. So that's it for this lab. How you can actually go through with the real-time dashboard uh, in Microsoft Fabric. If you have any questions, please add that into comment section. Otherwise, I will see you into next lab.